We ready? Oh. Yes.
You want to be ready?
That's some grapefruit. I just had to moisten up the...
After all the introduction and all kind of music, you know we ready? You're a comedian, you real kicksy brethren.
Well, here we are once again. We have a stranger in the house with a... Hold on, no. The name say Mark Chase.
I gonna give you one clap, you know.
Chase audits. Wait a minute, hold on. This is the same Mark Chase who accustomed being on the hey brother, I ain't seen you in a long time, man. How you doing?
I know that.
He look like he need a drink, you know.
No, sir.
You look different. You look different. Good evening, Lucy O'Brien. Thank you so much for joining us. Andrea Lamont, welcome one and all to the show. Once again, this is another edition of Caribbean Feedback. My name is Curtis Henry. I'll be your moderator this evening. As usual, we have our regular panelists, Mr. Samuel Archer from Muzilog, Karin Forrester from BantuKreations, Mr. Mark Chase from Chase Audit Services. Stumbling into the room any minute now will be none other than Dr. Judith Barnes. See what I said?
She just stumbled into the room. She stopped.
Welcome, Dr. Judith. Lean forward a bit. You're not lit. Your face is not lit.
Excuse me?
Your face is not lit.
Light, sister, light.
This light over here. Karin, turn on the light over here for me, please.
Your face is not lit.
This one, Karin. This.
There you go.
Rose and skirt, pants and
Hold on, Judith. You pull down the screen. Give us a little more headroom. No, the other way. A little more. There you go. You're good. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So what we gonna do? Sam, it's been a long time you haven't done your thing. Right now we at episode. Where we?
We are episode. You guys ready?
Ready.
No.
10, 20, 30, 40.
43. Episode number 40.
43 episodes.
Sam, you've been in America long enough to pronounce the TH in that word. Okay? I know you're a Trini. And back home we say 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but we on TV. We on TV now.
I'm keeping it authentic, man. I'm keeping it authentic.
Because backyard conversation, right?
That's
43.
Right. We don't say authentic, it's authentic. You know
authentic. All right, episode. Hey, talking about backyard conversation, Judith come on and she eating. She real backyard.
Yeah,
real backyard.
How's everybody doing?
We all good. Denise Williams, thank you so much. Good night to you. Thank you for joining us. Sherry Ann Sylvester, good night to you also. Some of our regulars tuning in this evening. Thank you all for joining the chat. And I hope you all pay attention and be part of the conversation this evening. So, Sam, where we at? We have a guest coming on this evening. She should be hanging somewhere, but let me get the show rolling. Start off and let me hear what Karin have to say.
We want to start. You want to hear what Karin have to say? Like what she had to say last week?
Yeah, the same thing she had to say.
But okay, I just wanted to be sure that we were saying the actual thing that we needed to say.
Yeah, say the thing.
All right, cool.
My name is Karin Forrester. I represent BantuKreations. BantuKreations offers beautifully made, African-inspired, lightweight, handcrafted, one-of-a-kind earrings in wonderful shapes, shades, sizes, and colors. Please don't be scared of the large sizes. They're extremely lightweight earrings. Bantu Creations can be found on IG and on Facebook as Bantu Creations. That's Bantu Creations with a K.
Check me out, chriskeys.com. I'm worldwide.
Tony Altamirano.
Hi, I'm Gina.
What's up, everybody? I'm Win Vu, award-winning remixer.
I'm an artist.
Hi, my name's Justina Bethel.
Hi, I'm Mike Bowen from Denton, Texas.
How you doing? This is Tom Cup from Music by Tom Cups. Check out Samuel E. Archer's book, Hybrid Executive. We are in the business, and here's how you can be a better business person because you're running your business.
You can find my music at JustinaBeth_EL on Instagram or JustinaBethel.com, and I am a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive, just like you.
Follow me at Koya Music, and I'm also a hybrid executive.
I'm worldwide, baby, but just know I'm a hybrid executive. That's all you need to know, baby.
Get on up, B.
Check out my music, MikeBowen.com. I'm a hybrid executive.
I'm a hybrid executive.
Welcome back once again. I want to be a hybrid executive just like the rest of you here. Mr. Mark Chase, go ahead and introduce yourself first, please.
I'm Mark Chase. I own Chase Audit Services. We handle anything from tax issues to audit issues. When the IRS has come to you, come to me. I'll take care of it. That's simple.
That's right. That's right.
It's great to know that once the IRS shows up, it's not too late, that there is, in fact, help out there for us. In the likes of Mr. Mark Chase. Sam, since we're running straight through the program this evening, bring on Dr. Judith's ad one time. We're just going to keep rolling.
Okay. And bring on yours after, or
yeah. Just run the commercials and we're going right into the show. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm just making sure now. I don't want to
Run the rhythm, teacher.
Hi, I'm Dr. Judith Barnes. I'm an author, a playwright, poet. I'm also a broadcaster by training, and I recently found out about 2 years ago that I can paint paintings, which means I paint sceneries, I paint landscape, I paint animals. I have just discovered, and so that I can do this. And so along with all the other gifts and talents that I've been blessed with, I have paintings, and they are on view and for sale on Etsy and also on Facebook. And if you desire to order any painting or order one of my books, because I'm also an author, please give me a call at 470-564-8267. That's Dr. Judith, and the number again, whether you want to just talk to me or order one of my paintings or one of my books, please feel free to call 470-564-8267. Thank you.
Hello there and welcome. My name is Curtis Henry. Over the past few weeks, as we were putting the final pieces together to get the show on the road, some people asked, why do you need to showcase Caribbean people? Why Caribbean Chat? And I say, why not? Because we as Caribbean people have worked too hard, come too far, and suffered too long for us to continue taking a backseat. It's time for us to rise up, speak out, and show the world the value and the richness of our culture. So I'm providing a platform to showcase the history and culture of Caribbean people in entertainment, the arts, politics, sports, and economics. We will explore the many profound contributions they have made to society. So we invite you to stay with us as we launch what is to become one of the greatest voices of Caribbean people, for Caribbean people, by Caribbean people. On this platform, Caribbean people of excellence get to tell their story. Our aim is to ensure that your contributions are acknowledged and celebrated. Welcome to Caribbean Chat. So make sure you like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram, and be sure to hit that subscribe button on YouTube. We are Caribbean Chat.
Tonight, our topic of discussion, we call it Supporting Black Film. Between the years of 1929 and 1939, America was undergoing one of the most difficult times in its history. The era was referred to as the Great Depression. Millions of people across America were unemployed, and nearly half of the country's businesses had failed. Many Americans relied on soup kitchens, but in the midst of it all, Hollywood, the film industry, emerged from the Depression stronger than before. It just goes to show that even in the midst of turmoil and suffering, there is a deep desire to be entertained. Fast forward 90 years, and the world is once again in a state of unrest. And like cream, the entertainers have once again risen to the top. Magali Coleman Christopher is here tonight to tell us about this wonderful industry of filmmaking and the film festival at which she sits at the helm, the Conch International Film Festival. Magali,
hi.
Please tell us what exactly is a film festival and what was your motivation for forming the Conch International Film Festival?
A film festival, I think I was sharing with someone before, is like, you ever been to the pen relays?
Oh,
I
yes.
have only look at highlights. I've never been there.
Ran in them.
You ran in them. Oh my gosh. So the pen relays.
I went to University of Pennsylvania, and really? I ran in them.
That is beautiful. That is amazing, because when I think of the pen relays, I think this is the place where you see the future of the sport, right? You see future Olympians, you see present Olympians, you see people of all levels who have a passion to be track stars. And you see the best of humanity, as far as I'm concerned, because I couldn't imagine being that person. So film festivals, I would say, is the place where you see the future of the art form. You see the indie artists who's taken control of their voice and found, some of people have found investors or found the money on their own to tell their story. And the goal is to get the attention of the industry so that they can continue telling their stories on the behalf of others, which is directing other people's work or having their stories financed by other groups. So it's a really important tool for the filmmaker to get their work featured in a film festival. Whereas, some people feel like, you can go ahead and post yourself on YouTube or on Instagram and you'll get some attention. The difference between doing that and having your work in a film festival is that the space that is being created is a space for honoring your voice, celebrating your voice. And
I've heard many people talk about film festivals over the years. We have Cannes, we have a bunch of others, too numerous to mention at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Why Conch International?
Conch.
What makes Conch International? What makes yours so different from the other ones?
Well, it's like asking a parent what makes your kid different from all the other kids. But what my intention was in founding this film festival was to bring Caribbean diaspora and Caribbean filmmakers together. Often you'll see film festivals that feature the Caribbean voice, and that would be people who are born and bred and living in the Caribbean. And you see film festivals, like amazing film festivals, like the Pan-African Film Festival that features all the voices of the African diaspora. And personally, as a Haitian American artist, I just wanted to find a means by which to bring our communities together, the Caribbean diaspora and the Caribbean community, together in a space so that we can say, yes, we can get our voice recognized, acknowledged, and celebrated on television and film, not an approximation, but our voice, our writing, used to celebrate our differences, our similarities, and to create a space for bringing the different languages together. And in this festival, we have different panels scheduled, and we're going to have a panel that's going to be moderated by Maëlle Cancel. She is the founder of Karakuramek podcast, and we're going to be talking about how there's like a division because of the languages, and how do we bring us together, the English, Spanish, and dialect-speaking people of the Caribbean together. And that togetherness hopefully will promote financing that will allow us to do our work, because it's
Magali, I'm a bit jealous of you right now.
Okay.
No, I'm saying this because
like, what he jealous? What he jealous for? He got a beard. She don't got a beard. What he jealous for?
No, listening to you talk about this, it almost sounds like something that I have written and locked away under lock and key that I've done nothing with. So I can't say anyone stole the idea because no one has seen my idea. And listening to you talk about this film festival right now, I'm saying, did she beat me to the punch?
No, I just create a place for you to come party May 21st to 23rd. I can create a space for you to come hang out and say, yeah.
So you don't have the combination to my safe. You don't have the combination to my safe or anything like that.
I have the contact with God, so if God's got contact to your safe, then we good.
All right.
We good.
All right.
Oh, well, you made your match, boy. You made your match tonight.
You know, it just goes to show that when inspiration comes into the universe, we as creators, as artists, we need to take advantage of that opportunity immediately. Because I've been sitting on an idea similar to this for years. And it's written, it's there, and it's locked away. And now I'm here talking to you, and I'm saying, oh my.
But I'm not alone. Guess what? In Canada, there's an organization, Fabienne Colas. She founded, her name is Fabienne Colas. She founded an organization, and they finance different film festivals to, like in Canada, in the French-speaking Canada, she has a film festival that highlights the voice of the Haitian artists. She has a film festival in Toronto, and he's highlighting the voice of the Blacks of all the diaspora in Canada. And so I'm not alone. And there's also another organization that does a film festival in Miami, and it's called Third Horizon highlights the voice of the Caribbean artists. So I'm not alone. I just feel that what I want to offer is a focus on the bringing together, not just a focus on this is the work, but a focus on let's talk about how to change it, how to change the industry, how to change our divisiveness and bring our money together and build the Caribbean wood, build the Hollywood. There's Nollywood, there's Bollywood, the Caribwood, so that the Caribbean can thrive and our amazing voices can be celebrated by all.
I like Caribwood. That's something.
You like that? You like Caribwood? Someone's Caribwood. Someone
carrying some wood.
No wood carrying. No wood carrying. No.
You see, Sam and Magali, I think I'm gonna cut the two of you all off because even that name, even the name, my God, I think somebody said, hold on, am I being pranked?
Yeah, man, we're all up in your brain. We're all up.
Are there some cameras inside of here on me or something?
Ashton Kutcher is gonna pop up any minute now.
So, Magali, tell us something. Are you showcasing full-length features or short films?
Short films. This is the first year of our festival, and so we have 16 amazing short films by Caribbean American artists from Barbados, from Haiti, from Dominica, from Dominican Republic. Okay, I'm sorry, I got distracted by the message. We have Caribbean artists from Guadeloupe, Martinique, from Jamaica, from Trinidad. So as I said, it's the Caribbean and the Caribbean diaspora. We have a British director of Jamaican heritage. We got a bunch of amazing artists, and all the pieces vary from experimental films to narrative films, to animated films, to a documentary. And I'm excited. And let's not forget the panels, because Sam Archer is going to be moderating one of our panels.
Okay.
Magdalene.
Let's pause for a second. Sam, we're getting serious feedback from someone's mic. Let's see if we can correct that before we proceed. I'm getting an echo on everything that is being said. I don't know. Somebody's microphone is echoing.
Maybe a speaker might be too loud. If a speaker is too loud, it's going to be feeding back in. I'm not sure who that might be. So if you can lower your speaker down a little bit, if you can't hear too well, headphones. Is it still echoing?
You can. I got my hearing aid in today. I'm on point.
Magali, what would you like viewers new to your platform to learn from this film festival?
How to think outside the box. A number of our panels are about disrupting the system, how to think outside the box, accessibility for more people to the art form with different means by which of financing and shooting. We have one panel that explores how some of the filmmakers actually use their iPhone to shoot their films. And we have an organization from Haiti, and one of the panelists is the founder of this organization, and she has literally founded an organization where she teaches people how to shoot on iPhones, and she has this amazing film festival that she has every year with these emerging artists breaking through those barriers to entry. And presenting their voice, and I'm really looking forward to what she has to share with the community. The whole concept that there are barriers to entry is so insidious that I spoke with some people who shared how there's an amazing Jamaican filmmaker, and she shared during a conversation that she didn't even think about submitting her work to American film festivals until someone said, "Why aren't you doing it?" She's like, "I didn't think they were interested because I have a Jamaican voice." And so she got into a number of film festivals with her work, and she's one of the festival coordinators. She was really instrumental in me reaching out to the Jamaican filmmakers, because she's like, I need to help my people get their work on the national platform. She's very invested in changing the perception that we're just going to stay in our marketplace. You can't stay in your marketplace as a filmmaker, as an artist. You've got to be a world artist. That's why this is called the International Film Festival, because the walls are coming down. You know, with this computer that we have here, films can be seen everywhere. You don't need a big screen. So,
but Magali, in an age of technology, where anyone can become a filmmaker, as we stated with the iPhone and all
anyone
of that.
Can become a filmmaker. You can shoot a film, but will you
shoot a film?
It? Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that again is up for debate. What is a film? You know. So what do you think is stopping us as a collective from forming our own film industry, as we spoke about a minute ago?
That's what I hope to find out after this year's film festival. That's what I hope to find out, because I've been participating in a number of Clubhouse conversations with wonderful filmmakers who are talking about, let's do this. Why aren't we doing this? And
how do you get on Clubhouse?
How do you get on Clubhouse? You gotta have an iPhone. You have an iPhone?
That needs to change, actually.
They're working on it. They're working on it.
It will change in a little while.
Let me rub it in. Let me rub it in, because when I tell them get Apple, they give me all kinds of talks. So now Clubhouse is happening, and now
That's going to change.
What's going on? Get yourself an Apple phone, but it's okay. No. Beta testing. They're gonna have Android soon. Okay, Android is gonna join the party soon.
Android is
I think there are a lot of things that are canned. I know a young man, his name is Didier, and during the earthquake in Haiti, his house collapsed, and he filmed his sort of, he had to walk himself to his relative's house in Pétionville, and he filmed everything. interviewed people, was pulling people out of rubble, and it's just canned.
Well,
I put him in touch with some friends of mine, and he finally got in touch with Spike Lee, who's going to edit it for him. But now this has been how many years?
yeah, yeah.
This has been how many years since this, and it's out of our consciousness, and there he is in a tent at the end of when he's filming on the golf course in Pétionville, saying, okay, I finally got here. The ground's not shaking, but it stayed canned.
Did you see Raoul Peck's film about the earthquake? Raoul Peck was a director of Haitian descent, and he had a documentary. But his viewpoint in the documentary was more talking about the NGOs actually not doing their job in Haiti. And so that was an amazing documentary. So, and so the conversation then becomes, how do we create a network that is self-supporting so that your friend in Pétionville can, tap into the network, and like he tapped in with you, and now you tapped into Spike Lee, creating that network for the tapping in, so that the development and the production and the distribution can happen a little more seamlessly, right? And so that's going to be one of the conversations that we have. We're going to be having Monty Ross, who actually was a producer on Spike Lee's team.
Spike Lee, yeah, I'm familiar with that name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're going to have him talking about disrupting distribution. So
Brooklyn.
Yeah, there he goes. There goes the poster. So he's going to be teaching a masterclass about disrupting distribution. So the whole purpose of all these panels is to shake the ground. Get people ready to go. Start the conversation, and hopefully because it's an interactive festival, so it's basically like a Zoom event. So when you come into the festival, your pass will give you access to different buildings. And when you go to the panel building, you'll be able to turn your camera on and see the person sitting at a table with you and have a conversation. And if you have a panel pass, you can participate in our after parties, which is another opportunity to have conversations and share information and make the connections, which is what a film festival's job is to do, right? To create the space for communication, for connection that can move into the future. I've attended a number of film festivals, and a number of the people that I know in the industry I met at a film festival. Had an awesome conversation. Sometimes you didn't stay in touch for years, and then you bump into each other and you're like, I remember you, blah, 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 blah. And the conversation continues. But you've got to be in the space where you can have a chit chat that you can remember a month, a year, 5 years later, and continue the conversation. And so
for the networks.
For the networks,
relationships.
I call it connecting.
Relationships,
because I'm not very good at networking, but I'm good at connecting. I like connecting with people.
Magali, I heard you pronounce that place in Haiti so beautifully just now. Whatever you said.
Pétionville.
Where are you from? You're speaking about the Caribbean, but I'm trying to nail it down. Where are you from?
My family's from Haiti. I'm a first-generation Haitian American.
Okay, that's why it was so. Okay, all right, I got you.
What are the criteria for entry into your film festival?
Well, we accepted submissions. I think it was early in the year, and the only criteria was that you had the film director or writer had to be of Caribbean heritage or of the Caribbean. That was it, and the work had to either focus on hero or shiro themes, stories. Because this year for my company is called Conch Productions, and our theme this year is hero shiro stories. And so for the festival, that we infuse that as one of the common links between the films, that they're all exploring different expressions of the hero or the shiro.
Do filmmakers still have time to submit films?
No, darling. The film festival is May 21st, which is next week.
Uh-oh. Well, I'm going to exclude.
I know you're revving up to say, "Can I submit my film?"
Could you address? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And direct this to Megali. You know, now we were all talking about the Caribbean, and I am a Caribbean person. Yet I am from Guyana, and these two little Trinidadian boys would say, "I'm not from
Should I step out?
Caribbean." So I want you to clarify this for these two little boys over here. You know, just to straighten them up.
What am I
Them who
straightening
say
out?
curry chicken rather than chicken curry.
Oh Lord!
I just want you to straighten them up a little bit.
I don't. It's late. I don't know if I have the power to straighten anyone out. What am I straightening them out about?
Oh God!
Because the mouth so loud, you know. I just want you to straighten, especially boy with the beard.
So Magali, what I want to do, we'll address that soon. What I wanted to address, shit, Magali died. Magali, could you address the admissions, please? So you're gonna have those who will do the whole. They'll attend all the.
So yeah, we have 3-day passes.
Okay. Yes.
And in those 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you can watch the movies anytime you want. They're all on demand. The movies are not scheduled, but the panels are scheduled. And so if you go to our website, conchiff.com, you'll see the program, the times for everything. And we also have single-day passes. So we have passes just for you to see the films. And by the way, on Sunday, our filmmakers are going to be part of an award ceremony, and we have jury awards. So we had amazing jury members who selected the best film, best director, best screenwriter award, as well as the best cinematography and the best lead performer award winners. And we're also going to have an audience choice award. That means that after you watch the film, when you're on the site, you're gonna, after you watch the Q&A, you can vote. You can fill out a slot to see, rate the film. And then after you've watched all the film, you figure out, okay, which one did I rate the highest? Then you go and you vote on our form, and the one who wins the most votes will win the Audience Choice Award. So the Audience Choice Award winners will be presented with their award on Sunday, as will the jury award winners. And our jury award winners will be given free downloadable Final Draft software. And Final Draft is like the go-to writing tool for all screenwriters, playwrights. It's just an amazing tool, and I'm really grateful to have them as our award sponsor. And our Audience Choice Award winner will win a $200 cash prize.
Okay.
So Magali, let's go back into your history.
My history.
Your story. You talk about forming a film festival. Are you a filmmaker yourself?
Yes. Actually, I'm a trained actor, so my career, the way I identify in the industry is as actor, but I've been producing, writing, directing films since 2000. My first film I shot was in 2002 or 2000. Yeah, 2002. So my first film was in the Pan-African Film Festival and the Martha's Vineyard Film Festival and the Real Sisters Film Festival and a number of other festivals. It was called Yes, Madam. And I've shot a number of experimental shorts since then. I'm also a writer, so my plays. Sorry?
Any plans of doing a full-length feature?
I've written full-length features, and I have 4 full-length features in my cachet. I'm also a playwright, and I've written television scripts. So I love what I do. So I like to create the language that goes into the mouths of the actors, as well as act. That's what I do. I'm known as an actor.
Okay, we also have another playwright on the panel with us. She's sitting there kind of quiet, and I don't know why. Judith, you see, she knows exactly. You have also written a couple plays in your lifetime, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
I can't. Stop it.
Yes, I have. How do you pronounce your name? Magali?
Magali.
Magali. It's French. Is that French?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I have written a couple plays. One of the plays I wrote in New York. It was called Single Life in New York. And it ran for about 6 months. And we made quite a bit of money out of it. It's just that we didn't take the money. We did it for churches. We did the play, and whatever the outcome was, they received the monies. But for the most part, it's a very exciting thing.
It's beautiful.
And I also played a couple parts in this play, and Curtis was in it. And of course, he's the master of the act. You know, he's just so cool. But I would like to do. As a matter of fact, I've written a couple movie scripts, and one of them I want one of the lead actors to be what's his name? What's his name? The Italian guy, Robert De Niro.
Have you gone to film festivals in the past?
No.
You have to come to our film festival, Tribeca Film Festival, which is Robert De Niro's film festival. You need to go to that.
Right.
You need to go to film festival.
I know. Where is he having it virtually? Is that what he's doing?
They
now?
have both a virtual and in the space, but they have both. Most of the film festivals this year are doing both. But we're just doing virtual.
So how do we attend your film festival?
You go to my website, conchiff.com, buy a pass. And then when you order your pass, they'll send you the link to go to filmocracy.com, which is a platform that's hosting our event. And then you register on filmocracy.com, and then you'll be a member of Filmocracy, and then you'll be able to access our film festival next Friday.
Oh, how much is the fee?
So the 3-day pass is $75.
Okay.
And that allows you to go not only to the panels, but also to be an observer of the master class and to attend all the films. There is also the all access 1-day pass, and those are $40. And so I would definitely, if you're going to get a 1-day pass, go on Saturday, because that's when we have, I think, 4 or 5 of our panels. That's the really, really busy day. But then I want you to come every day, because then you get to really experience the entire event, and you get to go to all the after parties.
And it begins May what? 21st?
21st, next Friday.
Okay. What I'd like to do, I have not said this to Curtis, and I'm probably going to regret saying it, but I would like to do a show with him. Just the 2 of us.
You should. You should do a short film. I'm actually talking to a friend of mine about doing our next project will be a short film.
Yeah.
I'm writing it so we can shoot it.
Magali.
Curtis!
You don't know what it is, what kind of worms you're opening up here, what it is you're endorsing.
I'm endorsing every person to write and produce, then act in their film.
Magali, this woman is single-handedly responsible for having me on stage acting the damn fool.
No, but you're good at it. Listen. I think, in all seriousness, Magali, I'm sure you'll probably agree with this. Part of acting is who you are. I mean, I believe that, and I think Curtis.
All you do is be yourself.
There you go, and Curtis and I are very good at that.
You see.
So that's why I said what I said. We're very good at doing that together, because it's just. I think you have to have some degree of insanity, and he has his share, and I have mine. So,
as long as you own it, you live a happy life.
There you go.
Okay, let's talk about this whole Hollywood thing here for a second. Now,
I live in New York, so hold up. Hollywood?
No, we're talking about the industry.
Okay.
Right? Hollywood is the largest film entertainment market, with revenues of upwards of $32 billion annually. In second place is China, followed by Japan, the United Kingdom, Germany. We have Bollywood, one of the largest centers of film production in the world, upwards of $3.7 billion. One of the biggest film industries in the world in terms of the number of people that it's employed and the number of films produced. We have to give kudos to our brothers and sisters in Nigeria for forming what is today known as Nollywood.
Yeah.
And it's the second largest movie industry globally in terms of output, producing more than 2,500 films per year, generating over $590 million annually. What can we learn from this?
Money talks.
In these conversations, what can we learn in terms of that cohesiveness and that support that we need to give to each other so that we as Caribbean folks can form our own industry? There's money in there, people.
Yeah.
You just, is that a rhetorical question or
No, I want to hear your ideas because I have mine. What can we do? Yeah, I have my ideas as far as what we can do.
We first of all, we have to put value on what we contribute, what we produce.
Yes.
Once we start putting value to it, then everyone else will understand that this is valuable to us, and they will respect the value as well. That's really starts there. If we don't value what we have and we want to value everyone else's stuff, then we'll just be the consumers. And
I think we have to be less insular. We're very insular. When if I met you in the street and we on Rugby Road in Brooklyn, and we start speaking to each other, you're from Yard, yeah, you know, or if I said to Megali, "Comment ça va?" and she's gonna answer me. We're insular, okay? Like I wrote something a long time ago, and I understood that no one would understand what I was writing other than a Caribbean. No one would, they may get the concept, but not the reality. We're insular. We come together and stay together. Though our culture is all over the world. And that's
why you bring together the diaspora and the islands. Bringing them together makes it more international.
I wrote something called Brooklyn the Rest of It. Okay?
You love you some Haiti, don't you?
Huh?
You love you some Haiti, don't you? You know about the rest of it?
That's where my mother's name was Delamont.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
We're making a connection. That's right. Make a connection.
All right. So, you know, I wrote about it because I saw it.
Yeah.
As a kid.
Where is it?
Right in Brooklyn.
Where is your script?
Oh, it's 345 pages sitting in that drawer right across from me, right there.
You gotta pick it up and jump back
so
in it and work on it.
So Curtis
about 45% of it is in you know, in Creole. You know,
that's okay. Raoul Peck directs pieces in Creole. You know, it's okay.
Hold up. So Curtis have his stuff in a safe somewhere, and you have your stuff in a drawer.
Mm-hmm.
We have a theme. We got
up with swine. I'm Guyanese. I tell you,
but I have mine.
I'm not as paranoid as that boy over there.
But no.
Sam,
what? Yes, sir.
No, I have mine on VHS.
Oh.
You know something? You know what you were saying about before about being insular? I can tell you this. If I had a Jamaican play here anytime. I could have a whole bunch of white folks come and understand a lot of what's in that play. If I had patois, if I intermingle that with just the southern dialect, which I'm pretty good at, I could have and I tend to like to do comedy. I like to laugh, and I like for other people to laugh. But I promise you, just the way I live and work with these people, they could come to a production and understand 3/4 of what it's all about. Because on a daily basis, I include them in my culture. I take food to work, and they want to know what it is. I say, taste it. Then they start asking me, can I get some more curried goat? And these white folks, they pass these West Indian stores around, restaurants, and they're going in now and buy oxtail and stuff, and I'm not around. So I think I've always had an issue with mostly Jamaicans coming to this country and feeling that everybody has to understand them without bringing them in. In other words, understand me, you've got to come to me. No. You got to take it to them and have conversation and have relationship. And so that the audiences that we have to view what we do will be enlarged. It won't, because we depend so much on the Jamaican community and the Guyanese community to see our productions. If we are less insular in our relationships in general, we can have a wider. I don't write just for Jamaicans or what. I just write, but you can put patois to it, and you can do the opposite if you want. So I think a lot of things that we do in life, period, has there's a lady that I know. She says, when I come to work, this is how I work. I have a work life, and then I go home and I have that life, and then I said, no. I can't trust you. I don't know who you are. I said, when you see, Jesus, when you meet me, you meet all parts of me. You meet them all at once. And so I don't go any place and say, well, this is the public Judith, and am I keeping that private over there? You see the expanse of who I am, and that interests people. So if I write something, they'll be interested because they know that I don't just write from what I think and what I feel and where I'm from. And one of the things that I also find very interesting is when you talk to, there was a teacher in my classroom, and she said to me, Magali, just to share with you, I work with special needs children in high school. And one Caucasian teacher said to me, how do you know so much about white people? I said, I know a lot about people, period. So the way I talk these kids, the way I talk to them, I talk to them about things happening in Russia. There are people on the staff that come from Bosnia. And I said to the higher ups, I said, we should be learning how to say good morning to them in their language. It opens up a whole new world. So I found out how to say, how are you, in their language. And it's the most exciting thing for them when I say, kakosi, and that means, how are you? And so by the time they answer me, and then the administrators are like, what is she saying to these people? But the idea is the more you open up, the more you share, it's definitely outside the box.
Yeah. And that's really my goal for the festival, is to help people share and open up, And it's important to celebrate your cultural specificity as you welcome other people's cultural specificity, you welcome someone not being culturally specific, but being just happy to know I have that heritage, right? Because, as a person who's a Haitian American, I've been one of those people who's told I wasn't American enough or Haitian enough. I will always, and that really hurt me a lot. And some people feel that it's appropriate, but it's hurtful because, as bicultural or tricultural or multicultural people that we are, because our parents moved from place to place to place to place, we want to own all that we are. And we just love for the world to own us as we are, which is a complex combination of many things.
Yes.
So,
like that.
Magdalene.
I can certainly relate. But go ahead, Karin.
I was just going to ask, what recommendations do you have for, I would say, boys and girls who right now are just dreaming of becoming a filmmaker? I'm not saying young women and young men like what you're dealing with in your film, but for the younger crew who really, because of their home setting or where they're located on the globe, they can't really see it yet. What would you say to those young people?
You have this cell phone, right? And you watch content on it. And trust that there's this voice inside of you that can create content, and go ahead and create it. Don't judge it, create it. Share it among your quiet circle and build a circle of co-creators. And right or wrong, it doesn't matter as long as your voice is strong. And eventually you'll take classes and you'll look at your way of telling the story and tweak it and tweak it and tweak it. And you'll find film festivals for kids and submit your work and see what happens, right? But if you're a kid, you don't have a credit card, that's okay. You create your own film festival. You all have your cell phone. Say, okay, let's all watch my film at this time. And then they could put the little information in the chat. Boom, 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 boom. You're creating your circle of influence, and watch films. Don't just watch films, analyze films. These kids are smart. And these iPhones all have software. Play with it. Don't just play games.
Magali.
Yes, Curtis. You're shaking your head. You're shaking your head.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. But as we grow out of the amateur stages into becoming more seasoned filmmakers,
that's when you study.
Yeah, but do you think that the parameters that have been set by Hollywood is preventing us from producing more film?
What are the parameters?
Example, Hollywood, your film must be 90 minutes long to 120 minutes. Anything over that is no, we can't take anything over that. Anything below that is not considered a feature
film. Have you been watching All Black?
Hold on. Then they have this the 3-act structure in terms of Hollywood, how Hollywood write their scripts, this what they accept and what they shoot. And then they have these other taboos, these things about having a white hero or a well-known actor in the lead. I think it's paralyzing a lot of us from taking the chances and shooting a film.
That's why we need to get. That's why we need to get out of the box, like she said. They can have their standards. We don't have to follow it.
Right.
That's where sheroes and heroes come from. You don't have to follow it. Now I'm totally against all that stuff. So
we are on the same page.
So the industry was created by people who decided to break away from theater and create film, right? So there were pioneers. And so if you go to All Black and watch their content, they have drama that's half hour. The rules are out the window now. They're not even off the window. They're off the table. They're not even off the table. They're like in the stratosphere. They're gone. There are no rules because of the streaming, the different distribution networks. So the thing that you have to do if you're an artist is to always be open to creating your own form and having faith that there'll be a marketplace for it. And now there is, right? Now there is. And if you're going to be thinking about the rules, that's the problem. We're always thinking that there are rules that we have to abide by, and an artist is a rule breaker. An artist is a disruptor. And once you own yourself as an artist, then you start to shake free of the shackles and walk your own path.
Bars.
I really think there has always been a market.
Yeah.
You know, I can remember. Well, I'm showing my age. People like Van Peebles, who came out with what we revile now as, blaxploitation films. The Superfly and, Hell Up in Harlem. And look, I spent my 50 cents at the Duffield Theater in Brooklyn, mostly to be in the air conditioning, but I watched every one of those movies. And, you know, across 110th Street. And there were black stars. The producers were black. The owners of the film were black. You know, Shaft was a completely black-owned film. The market has always been there. It's always been there.
The market is the individual, right?
Say again?
The market is the individual. You get a bunch of individuals to pay you a ticket price. You got a market.
And there it is. I can remember, you know, running down to the Academy of Music on Flatbush Avenue because The Harder They Come came out. And people were waiting online, sweating, outside sweating, had every church thing going, oh Lord, they gonna wait on this, you know, and people were waiting and they were singing the songs outside of the theater, and when they cut the line off, that's okay, we'll say right here, there is a market.
Yeah.
The problem is very few of us are using our own power. Our own power. I will agree with Dr. Judith and say, you know what? It is not only possible. Well, I mostly say that because I'm gonna say this to you, Megali. Ça c'est pour Madame Monsieur. She's my next ex-wife. So you know,
listen, I know a little bit of French. I know a little bit of French, so
don't mess with me, Dr. Judith.
But you know what? The Bible, I think they say in the Bible there is 366 mention of the word fear. And so there's one for every day. I guess the other one is for a leap year. But the fact of the matter, it's mentioned so many times because it haunts us. It's one of our biggest problems. And maybe the people that did movies years ago, like Shaft and stuff like that, they were too eager to overcome the madness of racism in those times, in the theater and in the movies and everything. So they didn't fear. They stepped into it and they did what they had to do. It seems to me that we have become so sophisticated. We've gone back to a level of fear that makes no sense for Black folks. I mean, I see it. And I remember working in the prison system in South Florida, and I would say to an inmate, he would be locked up because he was selling dope and whatever. And I'd say, you know what I don't understand about you guys? You come to prison for selling dope. And then when you get out, the money you left with that woman, she took it and gave it to a new guy maybe. I said, what you should have done is buried some of that. And at least you would know where to go back and find. I said, let me tell you why I'm saying that to you. If you're crazy enough to sell dope, and if you have that business acumen, use it sensibly, use it in the right way. So the thing I think that, you know, it's a mentality that we have, this generation of Black folks, it confuses me, that we're not as bold as we think we are. We're bold with fashion and we're bold with all these other things. But so many of us are so afraid of saying, like Curtis said, he put his stuff away. Listen, I did something today, and I'm not going to get into it, but it's something that my sister was like, I went to a governmental agency and to appeal something. And my sister, when I called her, first thing she said to me, she said, oh God, what did you do, Judith? I said, I didn't do anything. I showed up and I did what I was supposed to do. And by the time I left there, the guy who was the chairperson referred to me about 5 times after I had spoken. I'm not boasting in me. I boast in the Lord, and I'm very serious about that. Anything that I do that's of value and of any worth, it's because of the relationship that I have with God, and I give him all the glory for it. So what I'm saying is that I'll go afraid. I'll go nervous, but I will go. So, and I think that's where we are, because I'm very serious what I said about the short film that you said that I could do with Curtis. In my mind is like, how can I get it done? Because he's in Florida and I'm here in Georgia, but there's a way to do it.
Yeah, but let me tell you something. Do you have Netflix?
Yes.
Social Distancing is a Netflix series that they released last year. Social Distancing. They shot that on iPhones and nobody was together.
Okay.
Nobody was together. They had the crew was in a van. They gave the iPhones to the actors. The actors had the iPhones. They were told what to do, to how to shoot it. There was no crew in their home.
Because let me tell you why. Let me tell you why
I would. Your short. You could be in Bosnia, and he could be in Alaska, and you could figure something out as long as you decide you want to figure it out. And I hear what you're saying about how you feel that some people are giving into fear, but I see a lot of people embracing fear and saying, bite a chunk of you until I eat you up and throw you out and then keep it going. And so that's why I created this event for those people who are ready to be fearless.
I mentioned
hold on, Mark. Magali, I'm looking at you, and I didn't want to mention it, but I think hold on. You said earlier on, you said you're an actor, correct?
Uh-huh.
Are you Miss Pierre?
I play Antoinette Pierre. Mm-hmm.
And that's where I know you from.
You saw the show, Grand Army?
Yeah, you on Netflix.
Yeah, I am.
What's going on with this show tonight?
I have no idea.
No, I'm looking at her here, and I'm saying I know this sister's face, and I can't figure it out. And it kind of just came to me, Pierre.
Mm-hmm.
You play that girl's, one of the leads' mother. No, you tell us. You tell us.
Okay, I play Antoinette Pierre on Grand Army, which is a show on Netflix. It came out in October 2020. And I play opposite an amazing actress named Audley, Mademoiselle Audley. And she's an amazing young woman. And she's actually, now that I'm thinking about it, she's actually one of the jury members, our awards jury members. And
I saw one episode with you.
And you gotta see all the episodes because you missed my episodes if you saw one episode.
Yeah, I saw. No, what I can recall.
That's why you can't remember me.
You were in a supermarket. Help me with this. You were in a supermarket, and you actually pointed out a young man that was eyeing your daughter, and which is very unlike Caribbean mothers.
What do you mean?
To say, hey, that boy over there checking you out.
No, actually, I was telling her that she was not interested in the boy I was telling her about because she liked another boy. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. I was checking her. Yeah. I was like, you like that? That's why you're resisting me introducing you to this boy. Because you like somebody else. And she's like, shh.
Yeah. Okay, so that, all right. Kudos. I gotta give you a round of applause on that. Yes. We have a working actor in the house. A working actor in the house. Thank you.
And she's humble. And she's humble too.
Yeah, very, very, very. So, talking about going back to Hollywood again, are there a wide array of roles for Caribbean actors in Hollywood?
You know what's happening right now? There is an awareness of our existence and the need to cast us in the roles that call for us. I know that simply because of Conch production and how we are branded as a Caribbean American, we're promoting the Caribbean diasporic voice. They've been emailing me asking for referrals to actors who are of various Caribbean cultures. I had someone email me for Haitian actors, had someone email me for Jamaican actors, had someone email me for Trinidadian actors. So I'm really excited. I'm not a casting director for them, but I've been like connecting people to people who I know, and I feel blessed. I feel blessed because this is a time for people to be specific as to who we are. I remember a time, and I think it still occurs, where you'll see a casting and they'll just say Caribbean actor. And I would go in and tell my agent, which country? That means nothing to me. Do you want me to be Haitian, a Puerto Rican, Dominican? What do you want me to be? So I go, I don't know. I'm like, well, can we find out? And so it's so exciting for them to be specific now, to say we want someone, we're casting a Trinidadian character. We're looking for Trinidadian actors, or we're casting a Jamaican actor. We're looking for Jamaican. I love that they're doing that. And what we're going back to Netflix Grand Army, they were very specific. Every person that I acted with who spoke Haitian Creole was of Haitian heritage. Whether you were a Canadian or an American, you could speak the language. They weren't teaching anyone to speak our language. Or, you know, it was so beautiful. It was so, that was the most enriching experience for me, because I can say that for a good chunk of my career, I've been looking for my industry to acknowledge that Black people have different ethnicities, right? I've been looking for them to say, this is a Nigerian character, an Ethiopian character, a Jamaican character, not just a Black character, right? And to see that they're doing that more so now, and to know that I was part of a project that was extremely specific about ethnicity and language skills and an understanding of the culture, even down to the set pieces. And it brought me great joy to work with that production team and those actors.
But do you think that Hollywood is losing out because of racial biases and how could I call it, economic inequality within the industry?
What do you mean by losing out?
What I've noticed is that Black-led projects often receive less funding, but sometimes they earn higher returns. Let's look at a movie like Moonlight. What kind of budget they gave them? 1.5 million. The gross on that movie was $65.3 million on a 1.5 million investment. Right? We have Get Out, 4.5 million. Returned $250 million. Color Purple, 15 million. Returned what? 142 million at the box office. Even a big production with a major star like Jamie Foxx in Ray, 40 million. Returned $124.7 million to date. For white productions, they have higher budget. Some of this 10 million and stuff, that's lunch money on some major productions. And that's what they give us to produce our films. But yet still, we have higher relative returns on that investment that they place, that they give us to invest in our films.
You left out Black Panther.
Give us the stats on that. I don't have that.
I don't know it by heart, but they had it side by side with the Avengers, and what they spent on the Avengers to what they spent on Black Panther was like night and day.
So here's my question. I hear what you're saying.
I'm gonna, because I was so terribly interrupted by Mr. Henry earlier. Okay. All right. I talked about films in the 70s, but we have been doing this since, Lena Horne, born in Bedford-Stuyvesant, Brooklyn, from Trinidad. And the list goes on and on and on. Paul Robeson. We have been doing this since the early part of the 20th century. We have been involved in film, on stage. You know, some people you wouldn't even thought about, Pigmeat Markham, you know, who made a fortune scratching his head. We have been here. We are here. Let's not act like we're not. Yes, sometimes, Paul Robeson had a very deep, rich voice. He was from Grenada. That's where he was from.
Wow.
Okay.
I gotta take down notes.
We have been here. We have been here. First woman that ran for president, Shirley Chisholm.
Yeah, we know Shirley. Yeah.
Born in Brooklyn, she's from Barbados. Okay, we have been here. So let's not act like we're not here.
But we're not acting like we're
not here.
We're not acting like we're not here. The challenge is we're dispersed. What are we going to do to sort of bring it together?
Create a collective.
Because we know we're here. That's not a question. The issue is we're spread. I'm doing my thing, you doing your thing, this one over there doing their thing. So it's a whole satellite of people doing their thing when they could have come all together and form one satellite.
To Megali, I'm going to say, excuse me. What the ass you talking about? I in Tampa, you in Delaware, the next one in Georgia, the next one in South Florida. What the ass you talking about? This is a collective right here. And she is giving you the platform.
We agree. There's no argument there. But you went to the 70s.
But what Megali said about the diaspora, that's the idea of the diaspora, is to bring it together. That's why it's to reach and bring people in to I would think, to a central area, the central theme. That's the idea of the diaspora. So, I mean, we are all over the place. But that's what this whole idea is. And in South Florida, well, it was Jamaicans. They were talking about the diaspora and they're going to bring all these people together. But the focus, unfortunately, is mostly Jamaican. That's what I saw. And I really believe that inclusiveness is what's going to make the difference. And if we don't start thinking that way, and if everything we do is me, and I want an award and I want my name heard, and if you don't have the idea of a collective gain or something positive for the group, we're going to always be fluttering all over the place, because there is strength in unity. And it's something that I think we have to learn that. I mean, I told you guys in the beginning of this, when we started doing these programs first, I remember seeing stores in Jamaica, in New York, and said Jamaican and West Indian restaurant. What the heck is that? What's Jamaican and West Indian? We're all West Indians. So when you have that delineation and you're not willing to say we're one, that's why it's hard for us to go anywhere and get funding or get anything, because we're so caught up in what I want and not thinking about the group and the rewards of being in a group. So I think we're stuck there in a lot of ways. We're stuck there as Black folks. Other folks have their issues too, but I'm not concerned about them because they take care of their own. But we are stuck in who's going first and whose name will be called and all that foolishness. When the truth is that if we stick together, it will be together and it will come something positive and worthwhile will come out of it.
So come to the film festival, come together, bond.
I will.
Collect phone numbers and email addresses, and Mark can found a foundation or a financial group. And money can be siphoned in, and all filmmakers can go to that financial group and get their films financed, and boom, boom, boom.
Magali, can you give us an idea of a sampler of the range of filmmakers that you're seeing for this particular film festival?
If you go to our website, you'll see trailers of all the films.
I did.
If you go to our website, if you go to our social media pages, you'll see little excerpts from our Q&A, so you can get to know who the filmmakers are. We are posting the excerpts of the Q&As staggeringly as we approach the film festival. And was there? I heard you say that you looked up the website and you saw the trailers, and we're primarily putting the excerpts of the Q&A on our YouTube page and our social media page, and there's a link on our website to our YouTube page so you can see the excerpts from their Q&As. And when you go to the festival, they will be attending. And if what's great about it is you have an emoji. So if you put your picture on your emoji when you're sitting around the tables, you can walk around and try to meet the filmmakers and enjoy yourself.
There was something lovely on your website, which I just wanted to give your organization kudos. There was a comment that said something to the effect of, whether you are an award winner or not, you will be showcased. And I think that's just absolutely beautiful. I really do.
I'm really grateful to our media partners. We have a media partnership with Julie Mango, Carry On Friends, Trill Vision, HHB Media, and Caro, I'm so bad with this accent, Karu Karamet Podcast. And so they've allowed our filmmakers to have a voice. If you go to, I can put in the chat the spelling of the podcast, or you can just go to our website and see all of our media partners. Karu Karamet has the interviews with some of the filmmakers. Trill Vision is an app, a new app that's for the, I think, the iPhone and the Android. And he's going to be, David Velo Stewart is the founder of Trill Vision. And so he's going to be distributing all the interviews that he did. So we're giving all of our filmmakers a voice to connect with the audience. And Trill Vision, by the way, is an app that was launched at the end of last year. So that's a new distribution platform for the filmmaker. And it also is a socializing platform because every Friday they have social events. So it's bringing people together. So ultimately, if you're apart, you're not strong. If you're together, you're strong. So that's my goal for this festival, to create a togetherness that's not limited by language, cultural identity, or geography. You're on your computer.
Okay. So as we bring this to a close, what I'd like to ask each and every one on the panel before we ask Magali to close it off, because I had only promised to keep her for an hour. We well over that time. What I'd like for everyone to do, starting with Karin, as we walk away from this conversation tonight, what do you hope that we can do here as a panel with all the information that we brought to the table and all the talents that we have here? What can we do as a body to move forward where this industry, so to speak, is concerned? Because I know you have also expressed interest in writing something. What can we do as a body to take this forward from here?
I wish you hadn't narrowed down that question so much, because I wanted to go in a different direction, but let me try to address that. I think what we're doing...
Go in the direction and bring it together.
What we're doing is very important, but I'd like it to not just be a one-hit wonder of sorts, a one-time thing. I think we need to do follow-up with these companies, these agencies, these different platforms, and see what they need in terms of I was gonna say marketing, but in terms of sharing their message. I think that we can do more since we do have a platform. And she's, I know you'll be interviewing and other people, you're on other platforms as well. But the more that we share information about what's out there, the more people will be attracted to it and not just think that they are limited to just a certain genre or a certain type of film. You know what I mean? There's some beautiful films I've seen even on Netflix, as you stated before, that I'm like, wow. And had it not been for the pandemic, I promise you I would not have seen most of this. But I'm just saying that, for us to be consistent, I think that's the best word. Rather than just it being one show, we can mention other things along the way and open up the lines somewhat better. I wanted to just, for myself, I remember maybe 20 years ago, seeing an interview with Melvin Van Peebles. And he spoke about why he went to Hollywood. And I remember it so distinctly because it just hit me right away. He said, I didn't go to Hollywood because of what I loved. I went because of what I hated. And it just stuck with me, all these years. It probably was more than 20 years ago, really. But and that's one of the reasons I wanted to know what your goals were for your particular platform. You talk about cohesiveness and sharing information and getting beyond barriers. So that's one of the things that came to mind when I thought of this show. That's it.
Mr. Mark Chase, 60 seconds.
Very quick. Education and in the schools. If we want to be cohesive, Lorraine Hansberry wrote A Raisin in the Sun when she was 18. She was in high school. It took her until she was 32 to actually put it on stage. She died of cancer at 34. Okay. That is a lot of our stories. A lot of our stories. Let's start our kids out saying this is possible. You don't have to be, an economist like me. You can be an artist. It's possible. It's possible. It's not cut off from you. That's what I'd love to see. That's what I'd love to see, fewer people running around with blonde wigs on and more Delroy Lindos. That's what I'd love to see. And for kids to believe it when they start dancing around the living room. And before 60 seconds, mind yourself, white.
Dr. Judith, let me see. Let's try the impossible tonight. 60 seconds.
Many years ago, I worked in New York City at Sloan Kettering Cancer Center. And I was sitting at my desk one day and I thought I'd come through a very difficult relationship and it ended and I just didn't want to deal with it and I wanted to get away. And I said, you know what? I need to take a trip. And I called TWA and I said I would like to go to London and Paris. And like I said, I've never been to London and Paris previous to that. And the person on the phone said to me, do you want to travel with a group? And I said, no, I want to travel alone. And so I got, if you keep interrupting me, it's going to take longer because I'm going to tell my story because it's very appropriate for what we're talking about. And so I went to London and Paris without the group. And it was a wonderful time. I had a great time. I met people because I was on my own. I met people. I had a great time. It was just a great experience for me. The people around me were like, where is she going? She doesn't know anybody in London. She doesn't know anybody in Paris. But I went. And not many years later, I decided I wanted to write a play. And I sat at the same desk. And I said, I want to write a play. And I called the theater in Mount Vernon, New York, and I said to the lady, how much does it cost to rent the theater? They just built a new one. And she said, $150. I said, $150? I said, okay, I'd like to reserve the theater. And she said, what date? And the calendar was right there on my desk. And I looked at the date, and I ended up choosing my mother's birthday for the play. She said, well, we need a deposit. I said, oh, okay. So I said, okay, I'll get back to you. I called my sister and said, they need a deposit. Will you drop this money off? Take the money over there. She said, yes. I come from a very theatrical, crazy family, and I knew they could do this. I had not written one word of the play when I made that call. I later got this guy who did the tickets for me, did flyers for me. Amazing. I used to work with him, and he did everything for free. And I sold my supervisor at Sloan Kettering. I said to her, would you buy some tickets to my play? And she said, sure, how much? I said, $10 a piece. I sold 2 tickets. I had not written one word.
Oh my God.
I took tickets to my hairdresser. At that time I wore my hair permed. And I took tickets to my hairdresser and I said, I need for you to sell some tickets. So she sold $500 worth of tickets. I started contacting people. I started the Consul General from Jamaica. My father was up from Jamaica. The night of the event, that first night, we made $2,000. Curtis was there. He was a star of the show, if you want to put it that way. But I say all of that, yeah, Curtis Henry. And I say that to say, attitude, I do not believe that there's anything that I cannot do. But nowadays, what I understand and what I've grasped and I Jamaicans say, I hug it up, is that when God's got something for you,
yes,
He provides the way. He provides what you need. And every step that I've made, I did another one today. Every step that I've made, He provided. And I'll end with this. 2 years ago, I needed a painting for my living room. And he said to me, I was standing in my kitchen at the sink, and he said, you know, you can paint your own pictures. I said, get out of here. I can paint my toenails, my fingernails. I can't paint a picture. Well, since then, about July or August of 2019, I've painted over 300 paintings, and I've sold paintings. So the idea is I'm not a hero for that. I'm not a shira for that. What it is that I am really concerned about showing up at the end of this life, and Him saying, why didn't you do what I told you to do?
Mm-hmm.
I answer to someone bigger than myself, and I take that very seriously. So once, like I told you, I'll attend. Since I told you, I got to do it. And that's how I live. I make sure, I was telling somebody the other day, we got to learn how to stretch. And I do things that are very strange and whatever, because I want to stretch. And I have to answer at the end of this life for the gifts and the talents that He placed on me. But people said I shouldn't do it. And I can't do it. But the reality is I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Amen.
Okay, I hope that you gain an understanding between seconds and hours in time to come. In time to come.
Can I thank you for that? Can I thank you? That was beautiful. That was that is a hero Shiro moment.
Amen.
Give Him the glory.
That's my next ex-wife.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't worry about you.
Mr. Samuel Archer.
I keep telling him that if he marries
Mr.
me, he will never be able to
hello,
divorce me.
our guests have to leave. I'm trying to wrap it up. That's why I said 60 seconds. Samuel Archer, take us home.
Yes.
Closing argument.
All I would do, because I was just absorbing, and I'm happy that we had Magali here.
Yes.
I will just post some of the highlights for folks to just pay attention. Please go to the website, secure your passes for the event. And these are some of the slides. And please share this episode, share it, and go crazy like Prince and the Revolution.
Let's go crazy.
That's what's up.
Magali, Coleman, Christopher. Tell me about the hyphenated. I can't skip that.
I'm married, man.
So why
I
you
didn't give up my name. I just added it on. I'm
there
married.
You go. There you go.
I think this 1 foot out, 1 foot in business.
No, God, there's not 1 foot nothing. The two people are on the ground.
No,
That's
that
right.
would have been Magali Henry.
Cut him low. Cut him low.
That would have been Magali Henry, not no Coleman. No. You would have to take that out.
The Coleman name is a strong name.
Glasses for this one. Yeah, what?
Keep them both. You have a right.
Exactly.
So, Mrs. Christopher, before you leave, I'd like for you to tell the people where they can find you. Give us some closing thoughts on what you expect to achieve at this festival. Let us know where the festival is, where they can find you. Give us all the details.
I'm going to first come off of Dr. Judith's statement. Everything I've done as an artist has been faith in God and listening to the voice and just doing. From the first film I directed, I never went to film school. I read a bunch of books and I studied and I did it. And I was blessed. And if I can do nothing else with this film festival other than to empower people to feel that they are blessed and they have a right to own their voice and that there's an audience, and you just have to build yourself up, get those tools that you need to tell your story, then I will have accomplished a great deal. Go for the best, don't go for the least. You know, find the story within, trust in that voice within, which is a higher power, and empower the world. Because I was empowered by witnessing people owning their truth. And I was surrounded by family members who own their truth. So if I do nothing else with this film festival, I will spark that willingness and desire to own your truth. And you can find the film festival information at www.conchshell, which is CONCHSHELLIFF.com, and get your passes. And don't be shy when you're attending the live events. Turn your camera on and meet people. You know, I'm a shy person. I'm a really shy person. When I go to a film festival, I'm open to endless possibilities like Dr. Judith. You know?
Yeah.
Amen. Amen.
God bless you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Magali.
you so much for caring enough to invite me. Thank you so much, Karin, Curtis, Mark, Dr. Judith, Sam. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next time you have
We need,
to
see you next week.
We need. Could I have my say, people?
No,
you don't get to say
I
nothing.
have nothing to say.
No.
Nothing.
We need to pay homage to some of the trailblazers, like Oscar Michaud.
Yes.
Gordon Parks.
Yes.
And as previously mentioned by Karin, Melvin Van Peebles, Mr. Sweet Badass song.
Who's on Palsy? I need to hear some female voices up in this.
Okay, I'm just calling what I have in my head.
Okay.
There are so many others that can be added to that list. I'm just calling a few that come to mind.
Cicely Tyson.
Cicely Tyson, our dearly departed sister who left us a few months ago.
Lena Horne.
If
Bay Arthur. Bay Arthur.
If
the author.
Oh.
If you want to the young filmmakers out there, if you want to emulate any one filmmaker, I would recommend Robert Rodriguez.
Oh, yes.
Look at how this man did his work. And it's telling you that anything is possible.
Yes.
As a one-man crew.
Yes.
Read Robert Rodriguez's book and understand the passion of a filmmaker. Follow Robert Rodriguez. And in closing, there's a great African proverb that says, until the lions have their own historians, the history of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. We as Caribbean people, as entertainers, as filmmakers, we need to document and tell our own stories because they are something of value.
Yes.
And if we do not tell them, someone else will. But guess what? They will tell it from their own perspective.
Exactly.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, panelists, thank you all for joining us. See you next week. Bless.
Bless.
Bless.